Hello everyone, this is Ahmed Moaz with another episode of the Breakthrough Coach for you. So, guys, today we are going to talk about why we compare ourselves to others. And we would start with the fact that comparison often stems from our desire to evaluate where we are standing socially. So, basically, it's a desire that comes from inside it to evaluate that where do we actually stand socially, and why is that important? That's not important at all. Like, why would you want to uh, compare yourself to another person or a group of people or a number of people, or for that matter anybody, when you have a different life, you have a different path, and they have a different life, they have a different path, they have different struggles, they have different gifts, they have different blessings. So that's completely useless. Basically, it's an innate survival mechanism from our evolutionary past that we have talked about yesterday. That, when our ancestors, they used to live in very rough and tough environments, and the environments where they were constantly threatened by the natural issues, by the natural habitats, and by animals, other human beings, and there was no practically no community system and nothing like that. And at that time, they used to use those instincts to stop and avoid damages and threats to themselves and their lives, for that matter. So we are basically carrying that forward, and we have started using it, very usefully, to the limit of uselessness. And we have tried to gather, to actually, rotate our life around these issues. So what what are the social influences that affect these kind of matters, especially when it comes to comparing yourself with others and making comparison with almost everything in our life. So the society reinforces comparison. This society is reinforcing comparison through education, career, milestones, and social norms and statuses. So this society is basically, it's a manufacturing industry of these kinds of comparisons, and they start teach people to compare themselves with each other based on education and achievements and the degrees you have, the job you have, the amount of money that you're earning. So sort of stuff like that. And on the top of that, platforms like social media, it amplifies this constantly, and it shows us that the curated versions that we spoke about yesterday, that the curated versions of other people's life are better than the reality of our life. Why would you even compare a reality to a curated artificial something? Okay, there's no comparison that can be made. So these kind of issues are very important, and these kind of concerns one should be raising within themselves, and asking them these sort of questions. So after social media, advertising is also playing a very important role in that. Advertising also thrives on this behavior and encourages us to compare and strive for what others have. So whenever we are watching an advertisement, that's basically about somebody having something, because that something is being marketed over there, and that person is having something, and he or she, they show that they're very happy with it, and we start believing that this product or this thing that they're using or they're marketing, that's directly proportional to the happiness that you're going to achieve, when it is just a fake segment to achieve the sales of some specific product. What are the internal factors that affect us? So often, comparison is rooted in our insecurities or unmet expectations. Whenever we are insecure about something, whenever we do not meet our expectations, we start comparing ourselves to others, we start comparing our situations to other people's situations. This is where we are making a huge mistake, and this is what we need to stop right away. It also reflects a deeper desire for growth or achievement, but gets distributed into unhealthy self criticism. So basically what happens is there is a deeper desire of growth inside you, and instead of reflecting on that desire to grow, you distribute it over useless avenues. And one of them is comparing yourself, and you know compare, not just comparing yourself, doing going one step further, and starting criticizing yourself. That's very unhealthy, that's very damaging. So what are the problems with unhealthy comparison? What are the issues that unhealthy comparison brings? So instead of inspiring, unhealthy comparison uh, creates feeling of inadequacy and envy. So basically, instead of, whenever you are comparing yourself to somebody who has achieved bigger than you, who's in a better position than you, who's in a better place than you are, you start comparing yourself, instead of getting an inspiration from that person, from that person's journey, from that person's success, from that person's growth. You just start doing what? You start criticizing yourself, and you start pulling yourself down. Instead of pulling yourself up by getting an inspiration from that person, you start pulling yourself down. So it also distracts us from focusing on our progress and individuality. See, one thing is very important: every person on this planet earth, every human being, they are different, they are wired in a different way, they react to a situation in a different way, they go on in life in a different way. So what we do is, we this self comparison and this comparison issue start diverts all of your attention from your individuality, which is the core essence of your personal being. So what you start to do is, you start to start comparing yourself with others, and you just start reflecting on them. So who would reflect on yourself, or who would, for that matter, look inside you and tell you the truth about your success, your struggles, where you are lacking? So these are the damages that self comparison, or the comparison that we make with everything, for that matter, that damages us. So how can we reframe comparison? You can actually reframe comparison. Comparison is a mirror showing the value of what you aspire to become. So basically, if you're making comparison with somebody, that's because you are trying to be someone. So we're going to end our video at this note, and we're going to speak about this issue in the later video. Thank you.